Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Welcome to People's Voice on VOP TV, where citizen stories shape the narrative. Today, we're dissecting a major story that is dominating the headlines and sparking conversation across the nation. ADC vows to stop APC's 2027 election rigging plans. What a very, very serious one there. Join the conversation with expert insights and citizens' perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Saviour Udo. Other news stories with details. NBA drags IG to court over tinted glass permit policy. The Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, has filed a federal high court suit against the Inspector General of Police challenging the tinted glass permit policy introduced in April 2025. The policy requires motorists to obtain annual permits for tinted vehicles through digital portal. The NBA claims the policy infringes on fundamental rights and raises concern about transparency and accountability in permit fee payment, as well as harassment and extortion by policemen. And away from that, former President Jonathan slams Nigerians' politics. Goodluck Jonathan criticizes Nigerians' politics as fraught with betrayals and lies. He also condemns the Rivers State crisis, citing abuse of power and its potential to harm the country's economy and reputation. I'm so excited about that because we would actually just dive into it a little today before moving on. All right, and moving on from there, we have from Kaduna. Kaduna police summons El-Rufai and 6 ADC leaders. Kaduna State Police Command has invited former Governor Nasir El-Rufai and 6 ADC leaders for questioning over allegations of crime conspiracy and incitement of public disturbance. They are expected to appear on September 8, 2025. Okay, so I think the Nigerian police actually did this particular one based on what Dati said. Yes, Dati said if truly that the Nigerian government were not afraid of him, and in a well-managed country and in a sane country where government is working, for El-Rufai to say all of these things about the federal government bribing or the federal government settling the bandits, okay, they were meant to invite him for questioning because he has said so much. And of course, the Nigerian police actually followed suit. And here they are. All right, away from that, we have Niger State bans unlicensed preaching. The Niger State government has banned preaching without license, requiring preachers to obtain permission within 2 months. Critics argue it infringes on religious rights, while others see it as a necessary measure to regulate extremist ideologies. Okay, I don't know about your thoughts. I don't know what you think about that, but for me, it sounds quite funny. If you want to regulate a particular body, if you want to regulate the religion body, you know, if you want to regulate a particular sector, you have better ways of going about it. But when it comes to religion, you know, trying to give license and all of that. Okay, so after your license, what happens? That's actually a food for thought. All right, but let's leave that for Niger State to decide. Tinubu government committed to job creation and poverty elevation. The Secretary to the State Government of the Federation, SGF, George Akume, reaffirmed President Tinubu's commitment to job creation and poverty elevation. The Renewed Hope Employment Initiative's second phase will train 41,307 Nigerians in various skills, targeting youth, women, and vulnerable groups. The Northern Youth Council rejects state police proposal. The Northern Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, has rejected the federal government's proposal to create state police, citing concerns over systemic constraints, political risks, and potential abuse of power. Instead, NYCN proposed overhauling and expanding the Nigerian police force to address challenges. Okay, so this is quite surprising because we talked about this at length yesterday, talking about the state police, and I really don't see any need why some group of people would come out and, refuse something like this or even challenge something like this. State police cannot be overemphasized. When we talk about state policing, we all need it. And coming from the northern, the northern youth, I am surprised with the level of insecurity in the country and in your region, yet you don't want it. It is okay. If you're actually good with what the government is actually dishing out to you, then good luck to you guys. Nigerians seek $1.75 billion World Bank loan, despite 40.5% revenue surge in 2025. Nigeria plans to secure a $1.75 billion loan from the World Bank to support development projects in agriculture, digital infrastructure, health security, and MSME finance. Wow. Another loan again on the way. God help us. Osun Algon accuses CBN of colluding with APC. The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Algon, in Osun State, has accused the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, of colluding with the All Progressive Congress, APC, to open bank accounts for local governments with APC members as signatories rather than legitimate civil servants. Algon demand an immediate investigation and substantial of claims, while the APC dismisses the allegation, citing a court of appeal judgment that reinstated APC local government chairman. Okay, who are we to actually say something about that particular one? Since they want to take this to court, I think the court will decide. To join the conversation, kindly call the number 090-447-32605. 090-447-32605. Follow us on social media at VOPTV Live. You can also use the hashtag People's Voice on TV, People's Voice on VOPTV, and on YouTube we are Voice of the People. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It's time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we will dive into the discussion of today. ADC vows to stop APC in 2027. And this time around, they said they're actually coming all out to make sure APC doesn't rig the election. You don't go nowhere, stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the program. It is People's Voice on VOP TV. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has declared its determination to thwart the All Progressive Congress, APC, alleged plans to rig 2027 general elections. According to Professor Muhammad Yisa, a chieftain of ADC and former ambassador to Japan, APC is already planning to rig the elections. ADC confidence grows. Despite being a new party, ADC is confident about its chances in the 2027 election, citing the caliber of people joining the party, including former PDP leaders. The party is working on the ground in Kwara State, mobilizing across wards, local government areas, and communities. ADC campaign would focus on hunger and insecurity, capitalizing on current economic hardship and security challenges. The party acknowledges vote buying is a challenge, but encourages people to collect money and vote wisely. Wow. ADC message to Kwarans is clear. Do not be deceived by failed promises from APC and PDP. The party claims to be the alternative, providing leadership and addressing state challenges. ADC also denies any agreement between President Tinubu and former Senator former Senate President Bukola Saraki to hand over Kwara to Saraki in 2027. And also the ADC man, Rotimi Amechi, the former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has expressed confidence that he can defeat President Bola Tinubu in 2027 presidential election if he emerges as the ADC candidate. Amechi claims to know Tinubu's strength and weaknesses and has vowed not to engage in election rigging. We're now being joined by Comrade Aregbe Anslem, member Labour Party Interim National Working Committee and immediate past National Youth Leader of Labour Party from 2019 to 2024. Comrade, are you there? Comrade, please unmute yourself. Comrade, please unmute yourself. All right, while Comrade is on standby, we also have a constitutional lawyer and social analyst, Barrister Bolaji Oluwatosi Esquire. Barrister, you're welcome on board.
Yeah, thank you.
It was quite a very heated one the last time, and today we are here again for a fresh one. And also for the very first time on this particular show, People's Voice, yes, I decided to strike a balance today by bringing the YPP leader in Oshodi Solo Local Government, Constituency 1, Honorable Sandra Paul. She's here today. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me your program.
You're welcome. All right, a very quick one. I don't know if Comrade is there. Comrade, have you joined? Comrade, have you unmute your mic?
Comrade Ragbe Anselm here.
Okay, Comrade,
member
you're
Labour
welcome on
Party
board.
Interim National Working Committee.
Okay.
Former National Youth Leader of Labour Party. My pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much, Comrade. Okay, so quickly, it's actually a full house, and I am really loving this because when we talk about election integrity, first, how can Nigerian's electoral system be strengthened to prevent elections rigging? You know, coming from people who have been doing assorted. You know, when I use the word assorted, they've been coming from one party to the other. Are we to talk about Rotimi Amechi? Are we to talk about Atiku? Are we to talk about Nasir El-Rufai? Are we to talk about Aregbe Shola? Is it the Dave Mark? I sincerely want to know where ADC got this confidence from. For you to actually point out someone else's flaws, or you are mentioning vote buying, you're talking about rigging, and you're talking about rigging from a particular platform that you have also, you know, represented over time. So this is safe to say that you've also rigged in the past, and this time around, you know what you have been doing or what that party has been doing, which is like their modus operandi, and this time around, you want to change the narrative. But you're not changing the narrative because it is bad, but this time around because odds are not really on your side. So, Barrister, I would like to come to you. To our electoral system, how can Nigerian electoral system be strengthened so as to prevent this election rigging that is going on in the country?
Okay, very quickly, you know, there are constitutional safeguards and there are positions of the Electoral Act that attention needs to be given to. Yes, I believe strongly that where we have laws that are functional, laws that can, in fact, address the situations and challenges that we have as a people, it will help in a way strengthen, you know, our electoral system. Where, for example, you know, there are no penalties for situations where the Independent National Electoral Commission officers fail to transmit results immediately. There are no punishment under the Electoral Act. So if we start to give attention to things like this, you know, maybe we would get to where we want to get to.
Okay, so when you talk about this particular being proactive for things to happen on time and all of that, you know, our digital system in terms of the Electoral Act and, you know, the BVAS and all of that.
Yes.
Now, recently the ADC raised an alarm. They said the APC government are trying to rig in advance, or they are preparing their way by making Osun have the highest voters registration, the continuous registration presently that is ongoing. And they talked about INEC working hand in hand with the All Progressive Congress. What can you say about that?
You see, this bandwagon of political figures that have made this, very loud comments are people we should, be giving attention. Why I'm saying this is because these are the same league of persons who have been under the umbrella of the APC. So, like you mentioned when this show opened, they know the modus operandi. They have been a part of it. They have been around the pot of soup. So they know.
They've even tested the soup.
Yes, they have. they know the trade and style of the APC.
Yeah.
So that's why they are screaming loudly for the world to hear now that these guys are about to rig. So they know that the APC is the best rigger in Nigeria. So they are trying so hard to put Nigerians on notice that we will cry should we lose this election. Because in fact, they know there's every likelihood that they will lose the election. They know the people they are dealing with.
Okay, quickly, let me come to Honorable Sandra. What role should INEC play in ensuring the transparency and security of the 2027 election? Coming from someone like you that we know you've actually contested for local government position in Oshodi Solo constituency 1, and I understand that you know more about vote buying and this rigging thing. Okay, so what role should INEC play?
I think they should be more proactive this time around, because in fact during the last local government election, youths we are not willing to go out to vote because it's like a normal thing now, because everybody has that mindset that is a worthless effort. I could remember talking to some group of young people. When you go to the street, the local government election is like the grassroots.
Of course, that's the grassroots. That's where the
so that's where you feel people's hearts beat.
Yeah, that's where politicians should be taking it more seriously.
They pour out their disappointments. Yeah. They pour out the negative vibes that they are not even ready for all this again. For how long will people come out and at the end of the day, another thing will be projected? So, and the truth of the matter is, as it is in Nigeria now, the onus is on the INEC. They need to reform themselves. They need to rearrange their tables so that we get back that confidence. My party, YPP, that's Young Progressive Party. We've moved around trying to sensitize people, young people especially. It's not this class of people you're talking about. Young people.
Young ones.
Because we have all lose hope. They've all lost hope. Even when they see me, they say, Mama, are you sure this is going to work out? And at the end of the day, we saw what happened in Lagos State. I don't want to talk about that election.
That's 2023.
12th July, right?
Yes, I don't want to talk about it. My brother.
Okay, the 12th July.
It was disastrous.
Seriously. It's
no. Don't see. This is people's voice. You don't say you don't want to talk about anything. Here we say everything.
A lot of disappointment.
Here we say everything.
When you go to LASEC office, people were there. Some people's names were not even uploaded. And these are people that are supposed to be, election is coming, right?
Of course.
Are you not supposed to prepare? Like every one of us now is talking about 2027.
But what's the Lagos State government gift was? They said LASEC were there on time and everything worked out, perfectly. And people didn't really raise. So why didn't you make that particular noise? Why didn't your people actually talk?
My party came out, even in Amowo Dofi, Ali Mosho.
Because the news we got was APC swept everywhere. I think it was only in Yaba where PDP had just only one person. And the same guy presently has actually decamped and moved to APC.
It's a game plan. I must be sincere with you.
Okay, so let me put this to you. Being a politician, and you've actually contested in several elections, Rotimi Amechi said so much about rigging and he knows Tinubu's weakness. And also, Yisa talked about all of that, same to Atiku and everybody. Now, just like Barrister said, everyone is raising an alarm about APC because APC is actually good in rigging. APC is good in vote buying. They are good at vote buying. So are you going to tell us here, right now, telling Nigerians that the YPP has not also canvassed with money before?
Never. Go and check your records.
We should check our records.
Yes.
Tell us how you actually do it to actually scale through. And I believe YPP has actually produced at least some local government councillors
In some states.
in some states.
Not Lagos.
Not Lagos. No, of course. And if Lagos is still very difficult, but in other states that I know that YPP has actually produced, maybe local government chairman or councillors and all of that. For governors, of course, I know they've not. But for you all, or for your party to ascertain that, so are you telling us that you've not also indulged yourself in this particular vote buying and rigging?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. These are the little parties, let me, in quotes, because they are not heard as or not taken as a normal giant parties.
Okay.
Do you understand? But we believe in grassroots. We believe starting it. I don't want to go into some things, but if I tell you how I was able,
you are free to go into anything.
If I tell you how I was able to get the ticket,
so I'm listening.
You will know that it's not just picking somebody because you have a godfather.
So are you saying YPP does not work with godfatherism?
There's nothing like that.
Okay, let me take this to Comrade Anslem. Comrade, are you there? Comrade Anslem?
Rugby Anslem here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Comrade.
Rugby here. Can you hear me?
Comrade, yes, I believe you've been listening and watching the whole of the conversation here in the studio. Can ADC's allegation of APC's election rigging plan be substantiated, and what evidence supports this claim? What do you think about all of this?
Okay, thank you. Voice of the People TV. First and foremost, let me say, remember, ADC as it were is not entirely a new thing, except it's just a coalition platform where opposition political parties have agreed to make a common front. So that said, you agree with me that the most of the elements you have, even in the ADC or in the coalition, are people who are from PDP to APC. So, but of course, because of political disagreements, always, like we said the last time, that interest in politics is thicker than blood. So they are not divided. But however, there's need for the division, there's need for opposition. One, because the people feel the APC government is not doing well, ideally. And you can understand.
Hello, Comrade, are you there?
How to rig together. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, what I'm saying is to say the accusation against the APC is not unfounded because the persons making these allegations have been partners under the same banner in APC previously, so they knew how they rigged. And because they have those formulas together, they know how to check themselves. Well, that is at that level. But the process itself, the INEC processes, for instance, the Beavers, the IRF portal, in terms of election results, collation, and display, if these things were functional properly, now we can check rigging. Now, vote buying is because you have money. Of course, the smaller parties don't have money to buy votes. Ordinarily, every political party will love to buy votes if they have money.
But if you say the smaller parties don't have money to buy votes, the same smaller party have money to actually canvass people at the polling units.
Well, yeah, but the
Comrade, you have to answer that. You have to answer that very well, please. The smaller parties just canvass and they give money at polling units. In as much as they don't have enough money to buy those amount of votes, but in each wards, the smaller parties get to canvass people and they pay money.
Yeah, what I'm saying is every political party in Nigeria is guilty of vote buying.
Now that's what I want to hear.
The difference is that some have much money, some have very little money.
Because nobody will tell me that they don't buy votes. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so the difference is that some have very little monies. Maybe pay 1,000 to 2,000 here. While some have good monies, pay 15,000 here, 20,000 here. So that's the difference. And because of they have weaponized poverty, so it is easier for people to sell their votes, believing that this is the only time they can have their own share of the national cake. Take 5,000 here on the day of election, sell your future, and assume that you have taken your own share of the national yam.
Comrade Anslem,
which is most unfortunate.
Comrade Anslem, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I want to tell you this. In your statement, you said that the Nigerian politicians are actually making use of the opportunity of hunger and what so have you to actually, buy people's votes by giving them 1,000, giving them any amount. And also in your statement, you said there is no political party in Nigeria that is not guilty of vote buying. That is registered. Now, to your party, you guys mentioned, that's the Labour Party. You said that Labour Party did not rig. Labour Party did not buy any votes. Peter Obi actually came out clean. And you said all of these things. And yet, all of you shouted that the APC rigged and that's why they won. Now, in your statement, you just told us now that every political party is guilty of this particular one because I am putting it to you because I have been voting for how many years now. When you go to a polling unit, you would always see a political representative, a party representative trying to call you over and canvassing you, telling you, this is what we have for you. We want you to actually vote for us. So if you're actually saying this, and now you people are actually pouring it on the innocent people or saying, oh, people are actually selling their votes out of hunger. Is it not the same politician? Is this not you guys' design? Is this not your handwork of you designing all of this, weaponizing this whole hunger thing so that the people would always come at your mercy for you to give them that stipend and get their votes? Please go ahead. Let me hear you.
Okay, thank you. Now, first and foremost, I gave a general overview. Of course, you gave a general scenario which also appeals, okay, to the Labour Party, to the YPP, to everybody. Please go ahead. Yeah. That's why I said yes. That generally every political party will love to buy. Buy votes.
You are trying to change your statement. Not will love to. You said they are guilty of it.
Yeah, I'm only trying to expatiate further.
Please go ahead.
I've not changed my word.
Thank you.
I said all political parties in Nigeria are guilty of vote buying. That's what I said.
Okay.
And I went further to say, but the only difference there is that some parties don't have enough money to buy votes they would have loved the way they would have loved to. And some have a lot of money. So those that have a lot of money, like the APC and the PDP previously succeeded in winning election by way of vote buying. It's on record. But now, you talked about Labour Party. Of course, when Peter Obi came, he told the world that he had no shishi to give to anybody. And we understood from that perspective. Of course, you cannot claim that Peter Obi gave money to anybody. They haven't said that all parties needed to buy vote, because that is what they believe in. The question is, where do we go from here? I have just said also that they weaponize poverty for this reason. And people now see it as a basis to cash out as once in a lifetime opportunity in 4 years to say, oh, I have the privilege of taking my own share of the national cake, 5,000, and they say their future.
Okay, so let me mention this to you as part of what you have told me today. You said, and I quote, that in as much as every party would love to even buy more votes, but some parties are bigger than some, and that's the reason why they cannot buy votes the way they were meant to. So are you saying that if the Labour Party has so much money to buy enough votes, they would actually go ahead and buy more votes, more than the APC, so that it can take over 2027?
Okay, now let me say this concerning Labour Party. I have not observed any party. We need to understand the scenarios I'm speaking from to say on a broad-based perspective, every party loves to buy because they want to win. And they have seen that the only way you can win in Nigeria, because elections are never free and they are never fair.
So if elections are never free and never fair, why are you people blaming the INEC? Because already from the polls, you have already done your transaction. So that means the highest bidder wins. So why run into courts?
No, you are not. Just get me right. See,
I am. I'm following you loud and clear.
Then tell you what yes, so that I'll not tell you what I want to say. But I've succeeded in painting a scenario as to where we all got it wrong as a people. Now, two, INEC. Now, you just talked about INEC.
Yeah.
INEC is supposed to be an unbiased umpire. And INEC's duty is to ensure transparency, integrity, accountability, such that every valid vote would count. But you agree with me that the integrity of INEC has been impugned upon in Nigeria, where it is seen clearly that the results that came from polling units were not the ones eventually declared by INEC. So, but what INEC needs to do is to reassure the confidence and reorder the process so that we can get it right in 2027.
Okay.
For instance, if Amechi said he knows how APC rigged because he was in APC, he wasn't wrong, and is prepared to check APC in the next dispensation, 2027. That's a correct statement of fact. But what INEC needs to do, and everybody, is that now, first and foremost, you see, we need to know from the polling unit. The parties have their own blames. The parties have not been able to live up to their billings. That was why those of us in Labour Party as an institutional political party, more so as the national youth leader, we set up a parallel system in 2023, such that we'll be able to account for every vote that came from the polling unit. But again, we had issues with that process because we ran into internal party crisis.
Yeah.
So what the opposition will do in 2027, probably maybe to consult, well, we are part of the opposition, we are part of the coalition. We'll bring some of this solution back to the table to say this is how to go.
All right, comrade, before I come back to the studio, I'd like to quickly ask you this because you talked about Rotimi Amechi. How does Rotimi Amechi's candidacy potentially affect the dynamics of 2027 presidential election?
Well, basically, quickly, you know that this is the ADC is the opposition political party's coalition platform. So what that means is Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, maybe Ragbe Anslem, everybody who wishes to contest 2027 presidency, as opposition parties will come together and see who will emerge as the presidential candidate. Is that right? So immediately that is achieved, now there will be a further understanding such that every party will now lend their weight to that ticket to ensure that the vote, those vote counts, those votes are declared sufficiently, and the real winner becomes the president.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, comrade. Comrade, just stay on standby.
Thank you.
All right, let me come back to the studio. Barrister, this is for you. What are the implications of former PDP leaders, APC leaders, Labour Party, YPP, every party joining ADC? How might this impact the party's electoral chances?
Thankfully, Comrade Ragbe has confirmed that Labour Party is also a part of these criminal organizations. I say this to say that, what is happening now, the ADC is a game of new jerseys. That a man has made the choice to change his jersey from
changing the club, yes, to Chelsea does not change him. That is not the same striker.
We always say that the Leopards will never change sports. Yes, exactly. And this establishes the fact that research, political science research, and even behavioral psychology has established that antecedent matters a lot. These characters we are talking about in the PDP, in the APC, including the said Professor Issa who just made this comment.
Yes.
He was an appointee of Buhari.
Of course.
As an ambassador to Japan. These guys have failed fully. They have failed woefully. And what has happened to their political trajectory in Nigeria is that it has been broken into pitiable fragments. And if attention is not given to Nigeria as a matter of urgency, and I keep saying again that what we should give attention to is not an umbrella in the name of the ADC, which is the coalition of all of these political parties, but the attention should be given to the people, to the issues, not to grab power under a platform that is stained.
Because I'm surprised that we are still in 2025 and we still have a 1 year, 2026, before 2027, and they are acting as if 2026 does not exist.
Exactly.
Everyone is talking about 2027.
They are masters of this scheme. So they are not new to the system. They know what plays out in the political system. At this point, the issues we are supposed to focus on, that the ADC should focus on, should be about strengthening and reforming the Electoral Act in Nigeria. Talking about constitutional issues, talking about the issues that border to the making of the destiny of Nigerian people, not about power grabbing. Not about forming an alliance, knowing that these subjects who are forming an alliance under this said
they are just aggrieved members from different places coming out together.
Exactly. So we should just give attention to what we should give. And thankfully, Comrade Agbe has confirmed to us that all political parties, that is his opinion. I beg to disagree with him. to say that all political party in Nigeria desires to seize. That is to say that the Labour Party also desires to seize political
if they have
power,
enough
but
money.
they do not have enough money. That's what Comrade Agbe has just said. And it is what it is your word against you.
Okay, on this particular note, if they have enough money, I'll stay on that. Let's go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we'll continue the show. Don't go nowhere. All right, welcome back to the program. Of course, we're still talking about more money here, but you didn't hear that from me. You heard that from Barrister. So, quickly, Honorable Sandra, what strategies might the APC employ to counter ADC's growing membership and influence? Of course, the reason why I'm asking you this is because, of course, for every political party now, or for every small political party, you all are afraid of APC. Okay? How? And no, that's the truth. Because, because presently, we don't even know who is coming out under the umbrella of YPP.
Okay. Is that why? Is it what you call afraid?
And secondly, I have not even really seen YPP in the news talking about this power grabbing with everybody. So the power tussle has been around the ADC, the PDP, the APC for now. So what do you think about all of this particular?
Like what the question you asked and what he said, the last statement you made.
Yeah.
The major thing is reforming of INEC, not even power grabbing. Do you know, we need a Nigeria that is workable.
A Nigeria that is workable when all of you stop vote buying. Let's start from there.
That is what I'm saying.
Because when all of you know, Comrade Amslen just said that
Comrade
you
Amslen.
all... No. He said it. No, I'm coming. He said it. Don't forget that in as much as you are also a YPP member, you are obedient.
Yes.
I read that in your profile, right?
Yes.
So if you are obedient, meaning that you are not going to support your own presidential candidate at your polls, meaning that you can only vote for everyone else, maybe the gubernatorial candidates and all of that. But when it comes to the presidency, you are not also going to vote for your own presidency. You have to vote for Peter Obi wherever he goes to. Hope you understand that.
Do you know why?
Madam, hope you understand that.
I know.
And that's what you know, right?
It's my personal view.
It's your personal view.
Yeah.
Now, don't you think you are doing anti-party because Peter Obi is not in YPP. Peter Obi is in Labour Party, who is actually carrying a banner of ADC as we speak. Now, coming to someone like you that you said you are obedient, but you are in YPP.
Is he carrying the banner of what?
Of course, Anston just mentioned that as well.
Okay.
And
I'm not aware of
presently, ADC is actually looking at Obi, Atiku, Amechi presently for presidency. Okay. So now you being an obedient, you are a YPP member, meaning that you can actually vote for your senatorial district, you can vote for House of Rep, House of Assembly, gubernatorial candidacy, local government. But when it gets to presidency, regardless of whoever that is coming out as a president in your party, you are not going to vote for the person and you still go ahead to vote for Peter Obi. Don't you think that's anti-party? So why is everyone talking about Wike that is actually playing anti-party? I want you to actually talk about that. You presently talk about yourself, why you have to be in one particular party and you're voting for someone else.
Okay, right. Now, initially I wasn't a politician, but everything boils down to when Obi came in. That was why I became an obedient. I first became an obedient before joining YPP because I was looking for a platform like Comrade Anselm said. A lot of things happened in Labour Party. Then I was looking for a better platform to serve the people. And when I look at a lot of political, what do I call them now? All these political game masters.
Gladiators, go ahead.
Game masters. I call them game
Nigeria
masters.
Is the arena.
I so much love the ideology of P2B. Do you understand now?
Okay.
So I am obedient based on his personality.
And that's why you have to vote
and that is one of the people that made me to join politics.
Okay. So if that's one of the people that made you to join politics, why didn't you remain in Labour Party? Why did you have to move? Now, this question I'm giving to you is the same thing that I and Barrister have actually talked about, not just today, we talked about it last time.
Okay,
I realized something about the Nigerian politicians. I don't want to call it desperation, but of course it looks like one. Because if you are not given a ticket in this party, immediately you move to another party. So, for example, how many parties would you actually move to because of tickets? You were formerly a Labour Party member because of Peter Obi. You joined politics because of the man. You love all his attributes. You love his personality, how he deploys his solution and all of that. Okay, with track records of good records that you guys actually mentioned. Yeah. Now, a person of integrity, right? No problem. Now, Labour Party did not give you tickets. You could not stay in Labour Party with this man. Instead, you left for YPP. So that's why Obi also is moving to ADC, coming from PDP and formerly in Apc'S.
And then
I moved back to PDP. So,
Labour.
Sincerely, let me ask you. So let me ask you, okay, on behalf of you and your fellow politicians in Nigeria,
okay,
should we still see people as people of integrity that you cannot stay in one place to actually build people up? Sorry, we have a caller. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, so we had a drop call there. We'll continue. So please, can you talk about your integrity as a politician in Nigeria?
Okay. Now, myself, as integrity you talked about, yes, it's not all about moving from one platform to one platform.
That is what it is.
It's not. It's not. I'm trying to
tell me otherwise, please.
All right. Now, you are in a place, and for example, you are in this company, right?
Yeah.
And there are other TV stations.
Of course.
And you have potentials. And there are some things you feel you need to contribute to make your organization fly.
Okay.
But the company is not giving you the opportunity.
Okay.
They are not giving you the right standard.
Okay.
To do that. What do? Do you allow your dreams to die?
That's the thing. So let me answer you quickly. So for every sane organization anywhere in the world, you have monthly review, you have weekly review, and in case you have whatsoever ideas that you want to bring into the organization. Okay. I use the word every sane organization,
okay,
not the one that does not want to grow and does not want you to grow.
You've answered
so
the question.
This organization, this organization would give you room for you to even create whatsoever you want to create and for you to actually deploy that particular solution.
But when such opportunity is not given to you, what do you do?
In the first place, didn't you actually read about the organization and did you make your research before joining the organization in the first place? So let me put this to you.
I asked the question.
I'm coming. No, I am to ask you a question. You are my guest. So,
okay.
But I just answered you, right? No problem. Now, what I want to quickly tell you is this. If this was to be marital position, so you are a married woman, I'm also a married man.
Okay.
So are you telling me that if your husband is not actually, you loved him, that was the reason why you entered into that marriage?
Love is not enough.
I'm coming, yes. Now, thank God you know love is not enough. Commitment is better, right?
Yeah.
Now, the same way Peter Obi made you to join politics, you joined the Labour Party, but of course, your integrity was not enough and they didn't give you the ticket and that was not enough. You had to leave. So in marriage, are you telling me that you are going to divorce? Sorry, is our caller still there? Sorry, please, we have a caller. Hello?
Yes, I'm here listening, and it's a wonderful conversation.
Please go ahead.
I want to, first of all, my name is Aina, calling you from Lagos.
Thank you, Aina. Go ahead.
But let me talk to my lady over there.
Please go ahead.
I just see. Sorry, if I can look at these Gen Z politicians, as young as your political career is, you have already started jumping from one boat to another. Then I can tell you, politics in Nigeria then have no meaning. If at your young level there is no principle, there is no distinction, you are in YPP, you have flatters, you are flirting with a Labour Party and thereabout, believe me, that means we don't even have politicians. And it speaks volume of your reputation, that you sincerely have no reputation and no standard, for leadership. So I would take this generally for our politicians. We should not die for them. They are all there for their selfish interests. Thank you very much. As good as that.
Thank you so much, Inaya. So quickly, madam, I would like you to finish up your submission.
Okay. Now, you said so. You were talking before she...
Yes, so I am asking you, in a place or in a position of marriage, you are married, and you have issues, or you feel your husband is not listening to you, not doing everything you want him to do. So would that give you the reasons for you to actually divorce or walk away from that marriage to meet someone else?
Of course, no. But what we are talking about is not marriage here.
But this is about integrity. You're a politician.
Marriage is
Everything
not only
about you,
integrity.
everything about you, including your
Marriage is
personality.
life.
Everything about you, including your personality, should actually speak well of you.
Of
should
course.
actually make
And
the
it's-
youth. Thank God you are white people. You are a white people party person.
Young,
So
yes.
it is about the young people. So what are you? What role model? What will I call it? What's that particular thing that you are actually laying as foundation for the upcoming generations who are aspiring to be a politician? If at this point you people are actually celebrating yourself, moving from one party to the other.
Okay.
And how many more parties are you going to still move to?
Point of correction.
Before 2027.
Point of correction.
Barrister, we have to ask that question.
She's a politician. So
Yes, she's a
Point of
politician.
correction. I'm not moving from one party to the other.
Okay.
Right? And it's a wrong notion because, like I said, when you are not given the opportunity to exercise your mind, to teach,
Okay.
to bring out that thing that's supposed to, the last caller, she got it all wrong.
No, Einaya is his name.
Okay, he's a guy. I
Yeah.
thought he's a woman.
No, Einaya.
Okay, no, he said a woman like me.
No,
He said-
Einaya. Okay,
Really?
please go ahead.
Really? So he got it all wrong. I'm not jumping from one party to the other.
Okay.
Get it? But like I said, I've told you my experience in the last election.
But do you agree
Few-
that you're actually playing anti-party by
few
voting for another
experience.
presidency who is not under your platform?
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? You don't believe
Yes.
that's anti-party?
Yes.
All right, quickly, let's talk about the economic and security challenge. How can Nigeria's government effectively address the pressing issues of hunger and insecurity, which ADC is capitalizing on, Barrister?
Like I would always say, these guys in the APC and in the ADC are in the same political party, but expressing the same things and expressing the same fears. They are not different. And the antecedents have showed us that they are failures in regards to finding solutions to our security.
When you say the antecedent shows that they are failures, including your own principle as well,
No. Of course, see,
you cannot exempt Showore.
we are exempted.
No, you can't. No. I won't allow you to exempt Showore,
I'm not
Barrister.
exempt. See, I'm
They
not.
are all politicians.
Showore is
Let's
not
take away
in
activists.
The league of Showore is not in the league of these political figures.
He's not in the league.
I
It doesn't. You see, for the fact that you are not in a particular league does not mean you don't play
Can you
league.
point to one political infraction that Showore has committed? Can you point to one thing as a crime that he has committed?
Can I
even
point
if
to-
not, even if not in court? Can you
They
point to
should
one?
be the one to point it because
They
it
should
is
point
elsewhere.
it.
They are the politicians.
I'm willing to, respond to them. They should
Okay.
point it.
All right, go ahead.
So the point I'm making is that these people lack capacity to do anything meaningful in the economy of Nigeria,
Okay.
and even as to addressing the issues of insecurity in Nigeria, because they are simply not interested in seeing to it that Nigeria gets to where it ought to be.
Okay.
That's my position.
So your final word for 2027. Let me say from your good arts, what advice would you give to a Nigerian politician, and what message would you send to the people to get themselves ready for 2027 polls?
To the people, my words are simple. Be ready, be brave to kick these guys out of power. Send them home. They don't have any reason
When
to
you say
return.
kick these guys out of power, who are they going to put when they kick them out?
They
Your
are
Showore, right?
Nigerians. We the people. The people. Yes.
Okay. But we need someone to represent us.
Of course, definitely.
And who's the person?
We the people.
Okay, so madam, what's your message for the people?
Yes, a lot of youths are downcasted. So my message to them is we should stand up.
Okay.
Be strong. It's not yet over until it's over.
It's not yet over until it's over.
That's it.
Okay, and coming from Honorable Sandra and Comrade Anslem. Comrade Anslem, thank you so much for joining virtually. We sincerely appreciate that. And thank you, Barrister, for coming on board. Thank you, Honorable Sandra. Of course,
You're
I'm still going to have this particular team again on the show very, very soon. I enjoyed the heat in the room. I believe the AC is not as hot anymore. It was meant to be cold, but the AC became very hot. Okay, so thank you very much for joining the program.
But it's okay.
Of course, yes. So thank you so much for joining the program. My name remains Xavier Udo. Don't give up because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough people do last. Whatsoever you're facing will soon be over, and you will definitely smile again. So have a good evening rest. Thank you. Bye-bye.